This is the current source. This is what? HOE is what? Can you remember in the last class we have discussed? HO indicates what? HR indicates what? HI indicates what? You have to remember now. HI indicates input resistance. HR reverse gain. Gain is voltage gain is normally what? V out by V in. Output voltage by input voltage. But here in this case, the definition of HR is V1 by V2. Input voltage by output voltage. So it is reverse voltage gain. HO is what? Tell somebody, Pratham.
Conductance.
Conductance. Output conductance. Say output conductance. So this is the voltage generator HRE into VC. This is the output voltage. Remember, the voltage here at the output node. And same thing is for here for the common collector configuration. And another will be common base hybrid model. So normally we are asking these questions, draw the hybrid small signal model for the common emitter configuration, common collector, common base configuration. Explain is voltage, current, and parameter of the hybrid small signal model. Parameter means H parameter. All these parameters you have to explain in addition to the different voltages, like here voltage between the collector and base terminal. Here it is voltage between emitter and base terminal. So these things you have to explain. So if NSEM is occurring, we don't know, then this kind of question you have to draw and explain all those things. So try to understand, remember H parameters, which is what that you should remember. Now, how to find out the H parameter like HFE or other parameter like HIE. See, if you have a transistor BJT, bipolar junction transistor, normally the manufacturer will give a data sheet in which various plots and its H parameters will be given. So you can otherwise also take the BJT and connect in a circuit board, bias it properly, and measure the IC and VCE. X-axis is VCE and x-axis is IC and x-axis is VCE and y-axis is your IC, collector current. If you measure the voltages with oscilloscopes and currents and voltages in the oscilloscope and plot it, you'll get this output characteristics. Output means its collector current is considered as output current and base current is considered as input current. Okay, and base voltage is input voltage. So here IC, collector current versus VC, collector voltage. So this characteristic is called output characteristics. Remember that. And from this output characteristics, you can find out the HFE. HFE is defined as delta IC by delta IB, and which is IC2 minus IC1. Say you are deciding the Q point corresponding to a VC, collector voltage, and about this Q point, this Q point is for IB equals to small ib equals to IB, capital I. So corresponding to this, you get a Q point, and about this, you are going to vary the IB. If you vary the IB, you will get a different IC, IC2 and IC1. Corresponding to IB2, you get IC2 at this corresponding to this BC. Okay. Similarly, corresponding to IB1, you get IC1. Okay. And at this Q point, you're going to measure this difference, IC2 minus IC1, divide by IB2 minus IB1, and you get the value of HFE, which is nothing but what? Current gain. Output current divided by input current. Okay. So similarly, you can find out the HI. For that HI, what you do? A tangent at Q point is drawn. Anyway, before that, HFE related definitions are here. This common emitter current transfer ratio, or CE alpha it is called, is also denoted as alpha E or beta prime, and it's called this small signal beta of the transistor. This beta prime equals to HFE, and the last signal is denoted by, you see that HFE is capital. Okay, so you can also find out the HOE at the quotient point Q, and how it is. You plot a tangent here, draw a tangent at Q point, and accordingly measure the values and find out. Okay, the slope can be evaluated by drawing the line AB, a tangent to the characteristic curve Q point. Here at this point, the tangent is drawn. Now you know the definition of HOE, which is delta IC by delta VC. Okay, so find out what is the delta IC and what is, suppose at this point, let me take this point and say this point. So this difference in VC, delta VC, and correspondingly you have the current difference. So delta IC, okay, small I. We use small I. Here you get this difference between these 2 points. So with this, you can find out the HOE. Current divided by voltage is the conductance. It is related to output, so it is output conductance. Similarly, you can find out other parameters like HIE, HRE, based on the input characteristics of the device. This was HOE and HFE was based on what? Output characteristic. Whereas HIE and HRE may be obtained graphically from input C characteristics. CE we are talking because we are talking about common emitter configuration. Okay. Now we'll go ahead. The H parameters, whatever we are talking about, HFE or HOE or HIE, HRE, etc., depends on junction temperature. Junction means you have the BJT, means bipolar junction transistor. You have 2 junctions, base emitter and base collector. Temperature at that junction is going to decide these parameters. Okay. So again, this company or manufacturer gives the data sheet in which the temperature plot is also given. Otherwise, you can measure and find out yourself. The most transistor data sheets include curves for variation of H parameters with quotient point and temperature. So quotient point, for example, we are going to discuss. So quotient point is decided at say -5 volt the collector to emitter voltage and -1 milliampere collector current. This is the quotient value of the voltage and current. With this, at this quotient value and temperature taken as 25 degrees centigrade, some value you get, frequency is 1 kilohertz. These four quotient values or quotient voltage, current, temperature, and frequency is given. Keeping this frequency, of course, constant, supply VC, VCE, collector to emitter voltage, bias voltage -5 volt. You are going to change some temperature or other parameters like collector current and going to get the plot. See, at this point, the collector current is -1 milliampere. Okay, and correspondingly, see the ratio here. Collector current at this point is 1 milliampere. So that ratio gives you this value, and you get the value of HOE, HFE. This is HFE. See that at this point is ratio. I mean, it's HF is 1, and it is if you decreasing the collector current, you get lower value, comes to 0.5, and it is increasing here. If you see the HOE, then with increase of collector current, it is keep on increasing. So these are the characteristics, but the voltage taken and temperature taken is this. At this voltage VCE equals to -0.5 volt and temperature 25 degrees centigrade. This has been measured and plotted. This might be given by the manufacturer himself. Okay. Similarly, here junction temperature at 25 degrees centigrade. This is corresponding to 25 degrees centigrade, and the values of HOE or HFE is, see how it is varying with variation of temperature. Okay. And the more, I mean, the BJT taken is this kind of diffuse 2N996 diffuse silicon planar epitaxial transistor. There are various ways to make the BJT or bipolarizer transistor, and this one is used. This is practically available in the market, in the industry. Okay, made by Fairchild Semiconductor. Manufacturer also gives H parameter, I mean, which is with the variation of VCE, but it is less significant compared to IC. Variation of H parameters with change of IC, collector current, and temperature is more sensitive compared to VCE. Here is the emitter current IE. If IE, emitter current, changes, what will happen to HFE is shown in this diagram. Changing the temperature -55 degrees centigrade to 150 degrees centigrade, how it is going to vary, that is given with, again, taking a PZT 2N1573 of Texas Instruments. Now, this table is one of the most important for you, because based on this table, a lot of questions will be asked. So don't ignore, make a note of it. VGTs, H parameters are mentioned here. For IE equals to 1.3 milliampere. So if any question is asked, then possibly it will be mentioned that for I equals to 1.3 milliampere, what is the value of HI? HI is for what? Pratham?
Sorry, input resistance.
Input resistance. Its value for HIE is written as 1100 ohm. Same HIC for collector configuration, it is also same ohm. Okay, and HIB for common base configuration, it is 21.6 ohm. So now you tell me, seeing this, we have discussed at the beginning that most important characteristic of an amplifier to amplify a small signal, what it should be. At the beginning you have discussed. Tell somebody. Pratham, you are there in the class.
Sir, less
Amplifier is
input
there.
resistance.
Input
Resistance.
should be what?
Less.
Should be input resistance should be less. You say. Harsh Tripathi, are you there?
So input resistance would be high and output resistance would be low.
Very good. So we have discussed this thing. You are not remembering. So with that in mind, which configuration is appearing good to you? Tell me.
Sir, common emitter and common collector.
No. Yes, common emitter and common collector is good for the input resistance consideration. What about output resistance? Which one is output resistance? Tell. HO is what?
Conductance. Output conductance.
Output conductance. 1 upon HOE. HO is output resistance. So here you see that CE and CC configuration is having 40K, whereas CB is 2.04 mega ohm. Okay, this is kilo ohm, that is mega ohm. So here also we see that for amplification purposes, whatever we have discussed, that CE and CC is going to be better in that angle, if you think. Okay, so but yes, it doesn't mean that CB is not useful. We'll see various applications where a different configuration is more suitable. We'll be discussing that, which one is good for what kind of applications. Okay, but remember this table. A lot of questions you are going to face, like HFE, and then input resistance, HFE, etc. are very important. Many questions will be asked from this. Now let us discuss further. We have already seen and discussed that there was an amplifier here. We have shown this way. Okay, it was having some input resistance and output resistance, and we connected a input source. Input source was a mic. Okay, it was having some input resistance. What is that? Value? Can you remember? Anybody? We arbitrarily assume some value of input resistance of that amplifier. What is that?
200 ohm.
200 ohm was taken. Here is this one. And input source was earlier, it was mic. And here we are writing VS, so voltage source. It is having some resistance, that is RS. Okay. And at the output side, what do you consider earlier? Tell me. Yes.
2 kilo
What was that device? Harsh Tripathi, are you there?
Sir, 8 ohm.
8 ohm. It was a speaker and its resistance was considered to be 8 ohm. Okay. 8 ohm. That was the scenario. Here, we are not putting speaker or something like that. We are corresponding to that output device. We are considering one impedance, ZL, that may be resistive or inductive or capacitive. We are not generalizing with the load ZL. Similarly, instead of writing only speaker, which is having possibly resistance and inductance also, if it is a coil, then inductance also will be there. So we have generalized and put this two-port network as an amplifier. We are adding the source and source resistance. At the output, you are connecting a ZL as a load resistance or impedance. So you may be facing this kind of question if NSM is coming. Draw small signal hybrid model of BJT. Independent of specific configuration. See that here we are not writing HRE or HIE or IC or IB. We are generalizing things. You see, nowhere H parameter is specified. So it is a general H parameter transistor model. It is general H parameter transistor model. Remember, and we have already seen. We have added what? This part we have added. Okay, leftover part was there. This part we have added. These two input source and resistance, and output side we have connected an impedance, output impedance ZL. Now, any amplifier, for any amplifier, we have to analyze something. What is that? That is current gain, voltage gain, input resistance, and output resistance. There are four things we must analyze, or once you analyze, then some numerical calculation can be made on that. Okay. So here we try to, analyze current gain first. Current gain is defined as load current IL by input current I1. IL divided by I1. And IL is nothing but minus I2. See the direction. See the direction of the current with the arrow. IL equals to minus I2. So it is written correctly, Pratham?
Yes, sir.
The same I2 can be written in this way. This one. Is it I2 can be written? I2 is this sum of two current, that is HOV2 plus HFI1. Another component of current is HFI1. See that it is HF is what you try to remember, is a current transfer ratio. Current transfer ratio. So it is nothing but current. This component is current, and one component of current from here. Another is in this direction. I2 equals to this summation of this. So AI current gain can be written as this, and hence if you put the value of V2 is what? V2 is I2 ZL. V2 is equal to I2 ZL, and hence it is minus because of the direction of the current. And finally we can write that AI equals to minus HF by 1 plus HOZL. Can it be written? Can somebody say this correctly written or not? Anywhere these equations are not understood, or somebody not able to follow, can you tell please how it has been? If I have any doubt, tell. We have very less time. We'll go ahead. Yes, this equation is understood, Pratham.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Bushra?
Yes, sir, understood.
Okay, we'll go ahead. So this, remember, sometimes you have to use this equation once again. This equation, let us see. Now ZI, input resistance or impedance. Here we are considering only resistance because RS we have taken. So ZI equals to VI divided by P1 divided by I1. And from the input circuit, we see what is V1. Input circuit, we have to go back. See, input circuit V1 equals to what? It is a voltage divider, remember that. At this point, V1 equals to voltage across this, that is I1 HI plus this voltage generator HR V2. That's what is written here. V1 equals to HI I1 plus HR V2. Is it understood? Harsh
Yes, sir.
Tripathi? Okay. So Zi can be written as this is B1 is put here, B1 value is put here, and then I1. So this one gets cancelled. In the first term, I1 gets cancelled. You get HI plus HR by V2 by I1. And now, since AI is given as minus I2 I1, which can be written as this, and V2 equals to this, we can write Zi equals to this. See that whether you are able to follow up to this point or not. We have used this equation also. Yes, up to this point, tell me, anybody is having any doubt? YL is taken as 1 upon ZL. This is also another point which has been considered. To put here YL, it was becoming 1 upon ZL, so YL has been, conductance has been written. Yes, Harsh Tripathi, is it understood? Harsh Tripathi. Harsh Tripathi, are you there? No. Bushra?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's understood up to this point.
Up to this point, it is understood.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me take another point. Say voltage gain is V2. V2 voltage across this load resistance, output load resistance, and V1 is here. V1 is here across the terminal of the BJT. Okay, so we can write this AV equals to B2 by B1 equals to B2 we have already written in the last slide as AI I1 ZL by V1. So we get this AV voltage gain equals to current gain into ZL by ZI. ZL is the load resistance, ZI is the input resistance or input impedance. Okay. V2 have been, value of V2 have been taken from the previous slides. Is it clear, Pratham?
Yes, sir.
Now, so far we are not considering the resistance, the source resistance. Without considering source resistance, we have started discussion. Okay. Now we'll take the source resistance into account and calculate the AVS, voltage gain with source resistance taken into account. So that will be V2 by Vs, means from here to here. Okay, earlier we are considering from here to here, voltage gain. So V2 by Vs, V2 is the output voltage across the load from here to here. Sorry, not here, this is input side only. Okay, outside, right side. Right side means this here, this ZL, across the ZL. So AVS, it can be written as this V2 by V1 into V1 by Vs, which can be written as V2 by V1 is AV written, voltage gain without considering the input source resistance. And V1, if you consider V1 is nothing but, it is a voltage division. V1 is nothing but Vs into Zi divided by Rs plus Zi. This is a voltage divider only. Okay. And then AVS can be written as this. Is it understood or not? Yes. Pratham?
Yes, sir, it is.
Understood. So Voltage gain with source resistance into consideration is this one. Similarly, we'll see other things in future classes. Let me put a mark here. So whatever today has happened, nothing should happen in future. Otherwise, we are going to lose the classes. Okay. With this, I am ending the class. You leave the class and